I saw the following post on Instagram Threads. Let's just go through it. Introduction post. Hello, my name is Connor, brackets 43, he/him/his. Those are his pronouns. He, him, his. And I'm a COVID cautious person, trying to be a bit better of an ally/advocate/accomplice than I was the day before. I enjoy hanging out with my pup, playing guitar and lamenting days past. I don't really go on Threads much, but I was curious by this post. So I asked, what is a COVID cautious person? That he's describing himself as a COVID cautious person. And the response came from him / his response. Someone who takes precautions to protect themselves and others from catching and spreading COVID. We're in 2024. Check the calendar for a particular date. It never went anywhere. Capitalists just dig a big old marketing campaign to convince everyone it's no big deal, so that the working class would put blinders on and get back to work and buying stuff. Right. So he's using a lot of political language there, referring to capitalists and how it's kind of like it's a conspiracy from the capitalists to make you think that COVID has gone away. What was my... I think I did. Did I send another response? I said, okay, but big companies did okay during COVID, no? I remember Amazon and McDonald's were running as usual, but small businesses went under. And his response, large companies did okay during COVID, which I take to mean there was at least a little bit of effort in public health communication around it, because again, COVID is ongoing, because the working class was used as a barricade to protect profits. Companies and profiteers stole PPA loan funding, put it in their own pockets. I mean, he is right about that. I asked him, what damage do you think the lockdowns did? And he said, the lockdowns were a joke. Rich people got to hang out in their homes while workers had to keep clocking in. So, some people, this guy included, seem to have made COVID and their response to COVID, their attitude to it, sort of part of their identity. He describes himself as a COVID cautious person. Why was there kind of something in common with a lot of people on the left, and this guy's clearly on the left? They all, well, not all of them, not all at all, but many really bought into the whole COVID narrative and the excitement of the lockdowns and having to react to the virus. Why was that kind of like a left-wing thing, and why did people on the right tend to want to play it down and say, oh, it's not really as bad as you think? Is there something about the left-wing mindset, or the collectivist idea of that if we all work together, we can build a better society, we can look out for each other? Is there something within that mentality, which I think it's a good mentality to have, wanting to work together to help each other, but is there something in that mentality that wants things like COVID to be maybe worse than they were, that wants a scenario where we'll have to bind together, where we'll have to lock down everybody and all work together? Does that cloud the judgment? Is there something in the right-wing mentality of every man for himself and let's not help each other that wants to play down? If there was a scenario where we all had to lock down or had to work together to achieve something, is there something in that mentality that wants that to be the case? It doesn't change reality. COVID was what it was, whether you think it was serious or you don't think it was serious. It doesn't change the reality of it. I find it fascinating that there are people in 2024 describing themselves as COVID cautious.